Hello, hello, hello. Maybe I should have my camera on. Maybe I should have my mic unmuted so that you can see me and hear me say hi. Welcome back to Infinite Roleplay Mappa Mappa. Uh, Unfortunately, I am alone and I feel so lonely. Lonely. Ever so lonely. So I'm gonna have to rock on by myself this Mappa, at least for now. Hopefully, a few of the fine members of the community will be hopping in a little bit later. I shared the link; it's open, so jump in whenever you'd like. With that said, I'm gonna go start screen sharing into the screen I want to share. Yes, we are back in Fedodo shop, and I have I don't know. I'm thinking 2 hours labyrinthine dungeon. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, somebody has joined us. What's up?
Hi.
I had to start already. I was like, hey, I'm all alone.
Oh, you don't have to start. I'm doing other things right now. I'm just sort of
No, I
getting set up.
started already. I'm Mr. Hyperman. I need to go, go, go.
All right, go crazy.
I need to go, go, go. Nah, I got my Photoshop loaded up, and instead of the standard 8.5 by 11, I thought I would just go crazy and triple the width. So got like 26 inches, 25 point something, only by 11 inches tall. So we'll we'll see how that works.
Got a panorama going on.
Yeah, just gotta set up a few layers. So lonely. See, y'all had me singing and stuff, and it's a hard thing. Ever so lonely on my own. La la la. Using some of the things I created in my Dungeon a Day series, so gonna get that going. Mask that puppy out. What else do we need? Do we need the cave? Right. Lonely. I need another song now. Y'all have me feeling so alone. Now I'm singing lonely. It's just not right.
Don't stop on my account.
It's just not right. It's just not right. Same type of grid, more variety. On my own. No, not inside, dude. Center. Know your own rules. Uh-huh. No, not gradient. Wait, I didn't do that. Helps if I do that. Hmm. Am I bugging out? I think I may be bugging out. Where's my... Alright, that seems to fit grid spots perfectly, right? Let's turn the background just to find out. Yeah, this one. Not so much. Oh, that's why it's that grid. Ugh. This grid scale to 25% should be perfect. And it is. All right. Lonely, ever so lonely. I need that song. Let's sing the Whisper song. What do you think?
Oh, jeez, no.
Go on. It's the Whisper song remix. It's the Whisper song remix. Word. Nah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wait till you see my map. There you go. Wait till you see my map. Oh boy, wait till you see my map. I'm a mapper up. It's the mapper remix of the Whisper song. Let's see what would make a dungeon, good dungeon.
Huh?
What would make for a good dungeon?
Hmm.
Just rooms everywhere. Hell with it all.
What about, and there's absolutely no way to map this, but what about a bottomless pit with like little cells and offshoots throughout? I don't know how you would map that, but I just think that would be a cool dungeon concept. You would have to spelunk from floor to floor.
Yeah. See if I can get 8.5 inches should be what? Right about there. Edit stroke. Whatever, doesn't really matter. So just so I can have an idea of what 8.5 inches is at. So if I were to do one page, all right, 8.5. I don't know how wide would the dungeon be, because you could just do that as like smaller little grid points, and be like, oh, okay, there's this floor, and then that floor, and then you go down, and then this is the next map.
Yeah, it would probably need to be a different map for every floor. Or you could do like a cross section thing.
Like what would be a good for the main pit on the map? Because can you see my squares on here?
Whoa, is there two of me?
Yeah, there's two of you. I think you felt that I was so alone you had to show up twice.
Is it working?
I can hear you and see your icon of Cthulhu T.
Hello.
Hey, look who it is!
I gotta leave for derby practice in about an hour and 15 or so. So.
Oh, you gotta go. I thought you were coming from.
Oh no! I'll be going. So I thought I'd finish up coloring that map I started and have dinner before I go. Chat up with you guys.
So Stefan over here had an idea of a spelunking dungeon.
Ooh, that would be nice.
So that's an interesting concept. So we just got to get like a base. Well, we just got to come up with a basic idea for the central cave and layout, and then I'll just, because I have like a labyrinthine sheet over here. I've got 3 pages connected together. So if you guys ever used grids, like battle tiles or whatever, I make my maps pretty much according to those lines. So if you ever watch Scotty or DMG or Wylock or any of my boys over there, they have their grids so that my dungeons can be hopefully easily converted to that pattern without having to do any math. Like, well, that's a 10-foot grid. Okay, the lines don't seem to. They're cheating with the lines. I think I got everything weighed out right. But anyway.
I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, what do you think would be a good, like, for the central cave? Like the pit, the bottomless pit.
You mean as far as, like, the spelunking cave?
Yeah.
Let me think about that for a second.
Or should you, like, enter in and just... I wonder. Spelunky cave. Well, Spelunky cave layout. Over here breaking my own rules. Lonely. Oh, snap. Well, am I getting too excited for nothing? I'm getting too excited for nothing. Alright. Let's just draw the sucker in and then do all the fine tunings at it. So this would be just
So, how about like you have some sort of like a lagoon, and you see it as kind of like a nice enclave, and you go in for a little while, and then all of a sudden there's just like this this deep, drop. But it's kind of like what I pictured with Marquise's game. You don't really have there's no roof or whatever. A roof. There's no roofs on caves. Like there's no top, and so you get the light flashing down into this nice little deep pool.
so like a lagoon type of shape like that, right? Like the rest of that. I'm over here using my hand like if you're next to me, and you can see where I'm pointing. So like this general area over here would be the water, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if that's like the lagoon area, then the cave would start right about here in the mouth of the lagoon. So just coming up with some ideas here. Then if that's the lagoon, this is the start of the cave. Then I guess, or should it be like this? Just a little larger, maybe with a smaller entrance somewhere, and then that's like the entrance of the cave.
I'm also having some dinner before I go too while I do this.
Eat up! That's like the thing, and the cave starts there. And that's like the waterway to the cave. I'll just take this as a basis. Generalized signs, generalized signs, generalized signs. La-da-da-da. Ya-da-da. Wait, am I doing that right? I go like this. Out. It doesn't look right. It's only about an inch. An inch has what? 4x4 squares. So I want to do an actual circle. Look more like that, but I need to turn my snaps back on. That's what happened. Yeah, it's a perfect circle. All right. So if that's the main cave entrance, but how many roomy room things should be off the side of this?
I don't know. It's like, how big do you want it to be?
Like if something over here somewhere would be cool if it were like oh criminy. It'd be interesting, like have a path between those two. Right. All right. I'm just gonna do it in a different color. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm mapping. Mappa. Mappa. That's all I need to know. I don't need no more lyrics than that. Deselect. We'll just cave it out. Right? Cave it out. put a little entry. Entry's getting all jaggy because I got snaps turned on again, but I'll just turn them off. Fuck it. Alright. That way maybe there's a little entrance over there where the water can come down, but this, it's opening up to a sea or an ocean or something and it hasn't filled up, or it just drips through slowly. And then
Right.
another cavey cave entrance over here. See, these ones aren't so hard to do because you don't have to get all the grid points 100% because it's a freaking cave. It's when you're doing those facilities and everything got to be precise on grid points. Oh, which would be nice. Could you imagine some sort of something at the end of these caves that actually has a facility,
Yeah.
like deep within?
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Like some sort of hidden, facility that was supposed to be, top secret.
Yeah. All right. So if that's like, let's see.
Oh, by the way, I finally got a job.
Oh, yeah. What you up into?
I do software development. So.
You programs?
Yep. Business software. It's all pretty much virtually the same.
Virtually.
Yeah. I mean, it's most business software is just data entry and.
Oh, data entry sucks so hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's just basically, when you do software development, it's the program, like, essentially all like a web page is other than dispensing information, it's there to collect information, right? So that's, and then store it somewhere, and that's basically all it is. There's no fancy calculations or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that because I remember back in the day when we had to do data entry.
Yeah.
That was.
And that is a very real job. Also, so.
That was one of the most boring jobs I have ever had in my life.
Yeah, I had something similar.
Mappy map. You ever seen Yo Gabba Gabba?
No.
Oh, I guess it's a daddy thing then. It's only a daddy thing.
I don't have kids, so
Yeah.
I generally don't watch children's stuff.
Don't got children's stuff, they got some very adult shows out.
Oh yeah. But Yo Gabba Gabba is one of those really weird entry level shows.
Actually, I think I have seen some. I think I came away from it thinking, WTF.
Yeah.
Yo, I swear they pre-record his voice, and he's voicing himself over. Either that or he's an incredibly weird person.
Apparently, one of the brothers, Chaps, who did Homestar Runner, is one of the writers there.
For Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah. You ever watch Homestar Runner?
Oh,
Don't even know what it is, unfortunately.
Really?
I think I know what it is. I can't picture it right now, but I think I've seen it. Is it a cartoon?
Yeah, it started in 2003. It is like one of the original Flash sites.
Yes. I remember that.
And they just kept going all the way up until 2009 when they just kind of puttered out. One of them had a kid, and then they got jobs doing things like Yo Gabba Gabba. And so there have been like 5 episodes that have come out since 2009.
Yeah.
But now they're doing something on the Disney Channel for a web exclusive series that's basically just more Homestar Runner but with new characters, and it's not as good. But that's another weird show. It definitely makes sense why they ended up with Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah. See, I'm old enough to have grown up in the time of Sid and Marty Krofft, and you just know that those two guys dropped acid. Do you remember them, Nelson? Did you ever watch them?
The what?
Sid and Marty Krofft?
No. I just like the comment.
Oh.
Made me think of George Carlin.
Yeah.
It goes down to level 4, so let me actually copy what the hell this is and be like, hey. But anyway, I'm drawing these maps and I'm doing one video series, and I can't help but keep referring to Yo Gabba Gabba, and I'm like hatchy hatch.
Yeah.
I'm doing a hatching pattern.
You have a daughter, right?
I have a son and a daughter.
Oh, a son and a daughter. How old are they?
What is it? 5 and 2. So I got a 5 years old and a 2 years old.
Yeah, I don't envy you.
You don't envy me?
Nope.
That's for you. I love kids, man. Especially my kids. I don't know. I'm a very odd personality. I have tons of patience for children and absolutely no patience for adults. And it just works out for me.
Yep, I can see that. Me, I just don't have any patience for anybody equally. My dog has taught me patience, though.
What?
Yeah, just being patient with him and
That's quite interesting. Puppy patience.
yeah, his name is Jeffrey.
Well, you go, Jeff.
We're big fans of the Big Lebowski. So his name is Jeffrey Eldorino Lebowski.
Yeah.
Sometimes Chris and I will just refer to him as the dude.
Lebowski. Bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay. Get some bigger caves in level 4. Do do doom 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 doom. Do do doom 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 doom. Herm. What does it mean? I do not know. I do not know. No, I do not know.
And so I've been wanting to run a game, and I actually have, because I've never DM'd before.
What?
Yeah.
How could you?
I mean, I've known about the game since I was in high school, like in the 80s, right? But I just never really, I didn't play. I played some in the 90s, and so I did have just kind of like a little regular group for a while there. in the mid 2000s, and then I got all up into World of Warcraft.
Oof.
Yeah, so
Got caught up in that trap.
yeah. I swear, so like every day you have garrison maintenance to do, right? Just daily stuff, and it feels like a job sometimes. In fact, I logged in a little while ago, and I'm just like, nope. Out. I also got to do some more stuff for the board game that Chris and I are working on.
How's that coming along?
It's not.
Oh.
I need to come up with some stories. I have some quest ideas, and just putting together, just like all the things that we need as far as like different assets and, who will be creating those, like what kind of artists we need and whatnot, So I've been getting that list together.
Yeah. There was I don't know if you saw this. Somebody else wants to do a board game too. That just
Oh yeah.
joined the consortium.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they said they were gonna send me some stuff. I thought I was gonna be doing that this Mappa, but I'm not, cause they didn't, and oh well.
Oh, they're lost.
Yeah, they wanted that 3D look,
Uh-huh.
and I posted a picture of one of the things that I worked on. They were like, "Oh, could you do something like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I did something like that." This.
Right here, this what I posted, right?
Yeah, because I actually did it.
Yeah. Let's see what I need.
Got to.
So yeah, and then I don't even know if I was supposed to be in Marquise's minting session
Yeah.
on September 11th. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to be in that one. I've got to do stuff for the league.
I don't know. I can't be in no more minting sessions. I'm already minted, damn it. Dash, darn it, I'm already minted. I need to be in a real mission.
So do you think that like people are going to be doing like just Copper Jackal one shots in that realm?
The Copper Jackal? Yeah, it's a Copper Jackal site.
Yeah. So okay, because originally it was just kind of like I thought that they were just going to have like Tim and James were just going to have just like a series of one shots. And
Yeah, it got away from them.
yeah. So now because it's like everybody's like, oh, I want to play.
It originally, I don't believe. Now you don't. This is my opinion, so take that, keep that in mind. But I don't believe that their initial idea was to even come up with a group. You know?
It just kind of got away from them, and
I remember that initial post. That initial post was something like, the Expendables, but D&D style.
yeah.
I was like, what? Hell yeah! Give me some murder hoboing. Let me get some. I don't need to role play anything. I'll just come in there and power game, be a power gamer, and be like, oh, my life is great. And it exploded. He posted like a world thing, and I was like, oh, that's a cool world. I want to make it. So I made the maps over there, and then lore just started happening.
Yeah.
So now it's a thing. So now I'm waiting for when all the minting sessions are done to see if like if we're allowed to do any real stuff. Because I'm going to kill me some Copper Jackals. I will not run a game until I can run one difficult enough to destroy some Copper Jackals.
Don't let that get out.
Let it get out! Come in. You would be a Copper Jackal. It's supposed to be the Expendables for D&D. See, the Expendables went through some real missions. They were called expendables for a reason. Bring that reason home, baby. Bring that reason home. Huh? Oh, snap. You're doing like a walled city thing.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, Steven.
Yes, and thank you for getting my name right.
Oh.
Why? Do
I
some
was
people
called
call you
Stefan.
Stefan? Do some people call you Stefan?
Yeah, this guy.
Every time I see him, I call him Stefan. At least I didn't call you Stefan. Oh, yeah, Stefan. You know.
Yeah, I get that sometimes too.
There's no A in the name.
Yeah, sometimes people say Janie, and it's like, no.
Oh, well.
And as Nelson knows, I love being called by my derby name anyway.
Excellent.
Hexa. Hexadecimal.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Nope.
Especially every time I see a different picture. I'm like, wait a minute. Who just posted? Where did Hex post? Oh, that's her now? Okay. Different title. It's like, when the... You know how sometimes you got like sort of like links or notifications when one of your friends changes like their picture?
Yeah.
It don't even bother that. You must change it so much. It don't even bother. It say, hey, Hex just changed the picture.
Yeah. I actually don't change it as often as I used to. But generally speaking, like when we have a game coming up, I'll put up, the one photo I have of me skating. There's stuff going on, and since this is being recorded, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
But,
We will not get more detailed because details are unnecessary.
yep.
So I'm just drawing this a super de duper cave. So 4 levels down, right? And then I expand it into a facility. What do you think?
Oh, that's cool. And so, what's that green spot again?
Oh, the green spot is so I can remember that's the central pit.
Oh, gotcha. So it's a point of reference for you.
Yeah. It's just so I can keep that in my mind.
I've been. Oh, you know what? I made a logo. Using. Let's see if I can get that put up for my channel. Custom upload. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oops. That's the wrong one, but that's my logo. It's covering up my
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see.
Oh crap! What happened? Trying to lay out my facility. Did I still have snaps turned off? Yes, I do. Oh, perfect.
There we go.
Wait. Oh, wait. Okay. That's just like the killer. Your shield cannot protect you from the mole.
Does it show my lower third when I screen share? Doesn't look like it.
Nah, this thing is bugging, man.
Yeah.
Hangouts, Hangouts. It's more like bug outs.
Right.
Because every time I'm like in Hangouts, it always seems to be a thing, and every time, ever since installing my tablet,
Hmm.
it it doesn't work right. Like my overlays don't no longer work. I still retain the same resolution to my screens. However, when I try to when I try to do an overlay, the bottom of the screen, or what should be the bottom of the screen, is a little higher when the overlay is on instead of where it actually belongs.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, Stephen, by the way, I have a cousin with that name that spells it like that. That's why I know how to pronounce your name.
Oh,
in other words, it's unfair. She cheated.
I didn't cheat. I used all the resources I have. That's what that is.
You damn power gamer.
Right?
I mean, there's also Stephen King, Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
All the important Stevens are spelled with a PH, except for Universe.
Steven Universe.
I don't know who that is.
It's a show. It's a really good show.
I don't really watch TV. I tend to watch like either Netflix or YouTube or.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Hex. I'm with you there. I don't really watch TV either. 'Cause TV sucks.
Yeah. Well, I like to watch Grimm and I like to watch Elementary because I'm a big Johnny Lee Miller fan. So, I watch.
Elementary, is that show still going on?
It's stopped for the season, but yeah.
What's 70 times 4? That don't make no. Oh, it's the closest I guessed.
280.
300. That's 300 pixels square, though, right? Math.
You guys realize that you're working on a big old huge calculator, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but then no, but see, the calculator is a simple calculator. I don't have calculus calculator, and I think I need to do some calculus. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. I use 300 pixels per inch, so every inch has 300 pixels. Okay, but
Yeah.
that's 300 pixels square. So what's the square root of 300? That way I could figure out how many is a quarter of whatever that is. And I'm trying to use a brush set that I created for Dungeon a Day, and not create any new brushes without recording it on that program, without recording the tutorial about how I got a certain thing, because I have shape brushes and I could just freaking load them and make it easy on myself, and I'm not.
Yeah.
The square root of 300 is 17.3205, etc.
Yeah, I just put it up on my screen.
Oh golly, I don't have complicated calculator. I have like the simplest. You got better calculators than me. Holy cow! Look at all those extra buttons.
So, like, if you go to, I always put it on scientific. So if you just have standard, it just looks like that. And even there is the what do you call
Square
it?
root.
Yeah, but I always have it on scientific.
Okay, I'm just gonna do 30. 30 pixels. Stroke it for 30 pixels. That'd be 30. 15 to 15. Let's see if that works. That is so small. That's a small ass hallway. Ugh. Okay, let's try that again. I'm just being silly now.
I guess this is alright. I'm not liking how these mountains are turning out, but I'll be happy with it.
Wait, let me see. What you don't like about the mountains? I mean, they're coming out pretty cool. Are you just trying to highlight them or snow cap them?
Snow cap them. Not really trying to highlight them.
Alright, because if it's just the snow cap, then it's probably the fact that you're bringing down the white so low.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're in GIMP, I really don't know too much about GIMP. Are you on a separate layer from your map? From your
Yep.
colors? Do they have like a layer style or an opacity or?
Yeah, they do. There's an opacity right up here.
Okay, lower the opacity and stop when you think it's picking up enough of the background color.
Oh my God.
That.
Yeah, whatever pleases you with it. Because if you pick up some of the background color, it'll look more like a highlight and less like white. That way you can go straight on the top and then just pull down a little bit to make it look like snow capped, but that the rest of the mountains are highlighted. Holy cow! Wait, what's Steven? Ha. Is this like an animation cell you're working on?
I just don't do a lot of background, so I'm practicing.
Cool, yeah. I know that thing. I don't do like any backgrounds. I just draw. Alright, I got this little circly circle thing. Right about there looks about right, I guess. No, I don't want all that. I just want this little curved hallway. Why? Because why not?
Yeah, my dog's barking because he hears you guys.
Well, woof woof to you. Better recognize when the big dog is up in the house. Now that's interesting, right? See, now I don't know what it is about curves, but curves just feel futuristic, don't they?
Yeah, they do. There's just something about that.
Make you feel like you're in the future. I think there should be. That's a small room. It's about an inch. It's about another inch.
I was really afraid that if I got on here and I started doing this, I'm not going to want to go to scrimmage. And I was right.
Go ahead, go bust somebody's head.
Right.
It'll be
I
fun.
don't have to leave for about another hour. Well, yeah, I don't have to leave for about another hour.
Better make sure.
Yeah.
I've got that in my head. Ugh. So what kind of music y'all listen to?
I like techno, electronica, dance.
Techno electronic dance.
Yeah,
For
just
your boogieing reasons.
House music.
Yeah, house. Oh,
What?
house. House music all night long. Say what? Tell me you remember that. House music all night long. Why am I doing it the hard way? I forgot I developed a technique that's ridiculously fast and easy, and I'm doing it the hard way. I'm an idiot. But yeah, house music all night long. House music all night long. That was so great. I'll house you. Say what? I'll house you. Say what? I don't remember the rest of that song. That's all I remember. Put like a little prison area over here. Prison. How many cells? There's a lot of cells. Hey, these bad boys. Bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when I map you? Just being silly. Whistling is probably the worst thing I could do. When
I
everybody's
can't whistle.
connected. When everybody's connected by headphones.
Yeah, I can't even whistle. Wish I could.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know how sorry I am to hear that, but I'm sorry to hear that. So,
At
can't
least
get
I'm
the
not the only one.
No.
What? So I'm over here showing off by whistling. You guys are all like just being chill.
Mhm.
It's terrible. You're making me feel bad.
Why?
I don't know. What benefit is there to whistling anyway?
I don't know.
It's a musical instrument you can take anywhere.
Yeah, there you go.
You can beatbox instead. Just rock that beatbox. That's all you need. Ugh. I gotta zoom in close to do this right.
I should have. I've been thinking for my little channel that I started of doing a tutorial on how I did my lower third and then also a map specifically in GIMP, because there's like a lot of videos that I had to watch, some of them even for Photoshop, and then just Googling, well, how do you do this in GIMP, and just do it specifically for GIMP to have some sort of just a thing out there.
Yeah, I started learning GIMP simply so I could do tutorials in GIMP.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like trying to learn GIMP while I know Photoshop, which is actually a more powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
is like maddening. That and the fact that I also have Campaign Cartographer. So if I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be learning anything new, it should be relearning Campaign Cartographer.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I that and the fact that I had to erase and reinstall my entire computer and
Uh-huh.
never reinstalled GIMP. So, but yeah, that was kind of a mess. It's a nice. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 cells, right? That's enough to. That's enough for a prison, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many cells do you really need?
Depends on how many prisoners you want to hold.
Maybe it's some sort of sacrificial thing.
Hey.
They hold sacrifices there. Chepe! Holy cow! He whose game shall not be played has arrived! What up, Chepe?
Hey, Need to adjust my audio so you can't hear the fan.
It's coming together to almost look like some sort of temple.
Hopefully that's a bit better.
Yeah. Yo, Cheppy, what that look like? If that's like a deep underground facility, that's not very dwarven, right? I mean, because Steven had the idea of having like a spelunking map. So wait, let me actually put it all on screen. So you've got like 4 levels before you hit this area.
Looks like an abandoned factory to me for some reason. Even though technically if it was, it would be more simple.
Yeah, it would just be like big areas for all that machinery. But what kind of underground race would build something like that at the mouth of like a giant pit?
You want something niche, or you want something generic?
Just give it to me, whatever.
Thinking mole people.
Mole people? Was that your niche answer or your generic answer?
Mole people that were infested with parasites. As in, they're just husks made out of parasites.
How about we think of something like D&D, just to start off, the Myconids, right? They're evil, demonic Myconids that controlled people and then built their empire here.
You know what? To be honest, Illithids would be more likely with this kind of structure.
Illithids?
Because they need a lot of storage space, and like they're more narcissistic, so they need more like space in between the given individuals. And because of how the rooms are all set up in opposites across from a hallway, and there's thick walls between them, it would make more sense if something like an Illithid would do it.
Well, I'm doing the thick walls to make it easier to translate to actual creation on a tabletop. Like
it's just what it looks like.
All right. It's a thick walls. There you go. So would you count each square as 5 foot or 10 foot?
10 foot.
10 foot. Oh snap! There's some big cages for holding them sacrifices. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. They could throw them in the cages with the mind parasite and just hold them until they transform.
Exactly.
So would that be enough, or would I have to double that?
No, that would be enough. Like for the individual cages, you don't want too many people in a single group, because otherwise, then they might develop the mental resistance, or they'll have enough tools that they might be able to overcome whatever's in there.
All right. Chepe for the win.
And having it at 10 foot would make sense because some of those bigger rectangle rooms could just as easily be like a nest or a spawning pool. And the circles also make more sense because you're avoiding psychic connections if you're having like meeting rooms and things. So that way, if there needs to be something discussed privately for an Illithid that's for another Illithid, then all they would have to do is basically they'd walk around all the way to the meeting room, having thick stone in between them. And they seem more like they're more science fiction in their inspiration, which the large curving hallways and the dormitory style rooms that you have kind of like it would make more sense thematically.
All right, it's muy cool, my friend. Thank you all so very much. You are being of a big help for weirdness.
I like weirdness.
Yeah, baby. It's where we're at. It's where we're at.
Oh, Rufus told me to tell you, because he knew I was coming here, that you should add a well.
He would say that. That bastard. Cuz, jeez, man. Look. At a well, is he watching or is he just
No, he's not watching.
that punk? Uh,
You should put a well at the very
no.
beginning.
See, here it is. The entrance of the whole place is a lagoon.
Hmm.
Okay, everyone here has added to the construction of this madness. All right, Hexa was like lagoon. Steven was like bottomless pit with multi-tiered cave. And then I was just like, I want to put a facility in there somewhere. And you're like, freaking live it. So I'm pointing at it like you can see where I'm pointing at. All right, this
Oh, never
area.
mind. He is watching.
Oh, that sucker. The area over here is like a lagoon that feeds into a cave, and there's a feeds into a cave, and in the cave is a giant pit, and this is what transpires. The green areas are the actual pit. So you have cave creatures, cave animals, whatever, going down, and not even at the bottom of the pit because it still goes, but towards the lower levels of the pit, it peels off into this facility.
Now, if it was an abandoned illithid complex, then you would have more room to do with what you wished. Or if you wanted to do another multi-tiered adventure map like you did before, which I don't think you would because it was a lot of work for you. But then
What
you could do
the adventure?
Mhm.
I'm actually doing another one right now. I'm just it has something to do with writing, and I'm trying to develop a set of puzzles for it, but puzzles that would make sense in the story. Bruce.
Like with lithids, it's pretty simple. Like you can have all kinds of things. Well, the most basic one is that they would need an illithid head of some variety in order to activate, like a door, to open a door.
If this
You
was an
wanted to do-
abandoned illithid facility?
If you wanted to do that, because that way you could make an adventure for multiple levels. That way you could have maybe some remnant illithids for higher level, or if it's lower level, then just have things lurking around.
Is there? Or I'm thinking like feral illithids.
That would make sense.
Like if the
It could also be an excuse for the tunnels in the well.
yeah, like
if
this
they've
was
gone
the
feral.
facility and some craziness happened and they became feral.
Because if they became feral and they're using like oozes to carve out stone or whatever, then you can have oozes like go and run amok, and that's why there's all these stupid complex tunnels between this well. When this complex should be sealed off, it opened up because an ooze broke out and like killed the neighboring villages, and some other villagers killed the ooze.
Perfect plot hook. Oh my god, I have another adventure to write. This is gonna take forever. For a 3-page spread. This is three 8.5 by 11 pages.
Nelson, does anything that we speak of whenever we're in a conversation together go less than 5 pages?
No. It's bad enough.
You gave me like 8 freaking Jakun tribes to do write-ups for, right? I don't want to hear it.
Don't hate on me because I added to your world. Jeez, man.
You're like, that's a good idea. I should do that. I mean, stop giving. Damn it. How's the map, Jane? You're muted.
It's looking pretty good here. Let me show you what I've got so far. So I'm going to start putting more little forest lands somewhere, swamps, and then I'll color those in. What are you working on tonight, Chippy?
Before this hangout, I was working on a system thing, but since this is the map, I was going to finish my town I was making last Mappa, my ugly little pseudo-Asian town.
Oh yeah.
Village. Yeah. Looks really pretty. What program are you using? You just using
I'm
GIMP?
actually using GIMP. Yeah. I am not an artist, so I don't get professional tools like a Mappa guy. I just I'm a software developer and I barely draw stick figures, so.
I need to get some of the brushes you have. Dang.
Yeah, so let me see. I got those off of DeviantArt.
Got a bunch of stuff off DeviantArt too, but they didn't look that good. Maybe I just suck that much. I don't know.
Let's see. Let's see. This is one that I got, and then this one is by Aragon 2589.
Yo, yeah, that's the only one you need. Aragons, really.
And then I've got this one for cities, the Star Raven sketchy brushes.
I'm using that one for the village.
Didn't I link to everything in the consortium?
You may have, but I actually got these before I found you guys. So.
Well, no, for Chepe. Like I thought I threw a bunch of links to those brushes to make it easy for you guys.
I think I downloaded most of them. By the way, Arl gave a suggestion. He says, say this: the Elder Brain, the central hub of the Illithid Society, was destroyed, and now it causes the rest of them to grow insane and then feral.
Yes, I was thinking the same freaking thing. You're a bastard, but I still love you, man. I must be
saying the pit could be its original place. I was saying that the pit was the ooze construction going.
Well,
rampant.
what if I was? This was what I was thinking while doing this. Let me turn off the grid. That this main hall back here could have been where the mother brain was. Is it called a mother brain? Because I'm like Metroid thinking, I guess.
Elder Brain.
Elder brain. That the elder brain could be in like this larger hall here, and then like something happened. Something happened. It was killed. Maybe it was the oozes that killed it. I don't know.
That would be amazing. Like one Illithid was like asleep on the job, or the equivalent of it, or maybe he was devouring too many prisoners at one time. Like he was taking a break, to get his extra munchies.
And in the middle of it, there was a construction accident. Like he accidentally let the oozes, like he wasn't watching them properly, and they just rampant and just dissolved the Elder Brain. And that mass of tissue and flesh, like the remnants of the Elder Brain, is now a semi-sapient elemental made out of the neuronic tissue, neurological tissue.
That is so sick and twisted and great, and it doesn't have to be illicit. Cause I like my adventures to be generic. Because we could probably get a better feel with a different system besides 5th edition anyway. But it could be very Lovecraftian themed, right? Some oozes and icks and gooks and gaks and yaks and yeah.
You need a guest in there.
What?
Need a guest in there.
Oh no.
Or what you need is a nice bird horse flying mount thing. What was it? What's the name of the creature? It's in Lovecraft Streamlands. Oh well. I need to actually work on that map, since this isn't Mappa.
Oh, you're not drawing, dude? Come on, man. This is
Well,
Mappa. This is where we get our map done.
I still had OneNote open, alright? So, like, I can't do OneNote and do GIMP at the same time. Double checking something. I was helping you with your map, so what are you talking about?
We can chat. We can chat, man. I know, but jeez, you over here, you get. I guess you might as well be the chat guy, letting everybody know what everybody else watching is saying.
Being snippety.
You're the chat guy now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not the chat guy. No, this is not a podcast. You're not paying me to be here. I will not be your chat guy. I'm already a moderator, here on too many Twitch channels. I don't need to add this to the list of shit.
Oh, but see, I'm cool though, man.
Well, maybe. You see, Nelson? Okay. You're a nerd.
Yeah, well, whatever the distinction between whatever I am and whatever that is.
Doesn't really exist.
Yeah, I'm as I've told my brother before, I am quite the amalgamation of things that really shouldn't go together but somehow work.
Dude, you can be a nerd and be ghetto. Like, dude, why the fuck not? Why wouldn't that work? Uh,
All right.
and it's. No, ghetto might not be the right word though.
See now you're starting to worry.
Well, no, it's like I wish there was a better term for being someone who's like culturally from the hood and someone who's like
Yeah, I know.
doesn't take care of themselves, doesn't wash their fucking hands, like acts like they're not even in society. There needs to be two different words for that.
Yeah, we call them dirty, grimy people.
Probably. All right, Sharuksha. Of course, then again, like it's the same with nerds, right? There's neckbeards and there's nerdy people. So
Neckbeards.
there's scabs in every classification.
Oh my god, last night I was just linking through stuff and I ended up on the Neckbeards Reddit group.
Terrible.
Was it an enjoyable experience?
It was amusing. There was a lot of miladies and all that. There was this one guy that is all like, so if I do cosplay, does that mean I'm a neckbeard? He's like, fuck that. And they're like, everybody was just posting saying, dude, you like to do cosplay, you like to do cosplay. He actually did it. He showed a picture and he's actually doing really well. He actually does, his costumes were pretty nice. But I also kind of wonder if he was just trying to fish for compliments too. You know what I mean?
Possible.
It is quite possible.
Quite possible indeed, good sir.
I do cosplay. I am awesome, but I need you to tell me I am awesome.
Look, if you're a cosplayer and you're actually like, if you make like an actual quality costume that actually looks something that's several $100s spent on it, and you're social and you go to conventions, like you're not a neckbeard. You're way too damn social and talented to be a neckbeard.
Yeah. I did was it 1 year, because I don't know if you guys have heard of Santa Rampage, like various areas around the country. And so we have one here in Dallas, and I had been like every year I would do a new costume as Santa. And 1 year, man, I actually had that week off for Thanksgiving. It took me 8 hours every single day just to do it. And it was a steampunk Mrs. Santa Claus. And like I made the hat and everything, and I got a sewing pattern that was steampunkish, and my friend was like, "Oh, you've got to go to like some con that was happening," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to do that."
Yeah, I've only done a few cons, and when I've went there, I spent so much time building the terrain that I would use to run a game.
Yeah.
That having to craft a costume was sort of out of the question.
Right.
I've wanted to though. Like, I've watched a lot of things on foam crafting, and creating foam armor.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And I'm like, oh god, I want to do that.
Crafters.
The last con, I did go to AllCon here, but that was only because our league had a table to promote our derby league, and then there was a demonstration in one of the rooms. So I was just as I usually am as a derby girl. That was the extent of my cosplay there. And it's like, it's not
I was
even
dressed the way I usually am.
exactly, yeah.
There,
Huh?
there's a character in a JRPG, but I can't, like, I'm not sure if it's like Shin Megami Tensei or something like that. Who it was his fault. I don't even know because I don't even play those kinds of games. I don't even have a lot of. Well, I do. I have played a lot of JRPGs, but not like. I haven't owned a lot of consoles. In all honesty, like most of what I play is just because friends were.
Uh-huh.
And one of my friends, he's like really big into handheld JRPGs. And there's a character in that particular one that apparently looks just like me, wears the same hat, but he wears a suit, like a dog patch suit. Can't remember, it's
Uh-huh.
like Dog Fistle or whatever, Dog Tooth. You know, it's kind of like pinstripes and like that weird, um, like it's a particular fashion brand in Japan.
Huh.
And his whole story was he's the one who actually started the Demon Unleash. Like the whole premise was like you have to tame and train demons or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who brought him into the world because he was trying to find a cure for his girlfriend's cancer or something like that. She dies like in multiple endings. Like he doesn't have a happy ending ever. And apparently I look like that character. So I figured if I ever actually did cosplay, I would just find that character's name again, buy that suit because it's an excuse to have another suit. Walk
There.
around, done. Have some. He had katanas, not katanas, but small knives of some variety. But I can't remember what they were.
Kunai?
They looked like kunai, but they weren't kunai. Can't remember. But yeah, so yeah, just walk around with some fake one of those, buy some plastic ones or something. Boom.
Plastic kunai.
Some plastic kunai.
Yeah, gotta get that plastic kunai down out of there.
Darling, let me tell you something about plastic kunai. Your grandfather. Oh, no.
That's terrible, man.
Dude, Jern was like one of my favorite D&D characters, freaking ever.
Well, hey, I gotta pack up my gear and get ready to go. So, at least I finished my mountains during this.
Yeah. Development, progress. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's good talking with you, Jan.
Yeah. You gotta have a good one. Nice meeting you, Steven.
Likewise.
All right, peace, Hexa.
Peace out.
Get her away with my voice. She just doesn't know the joy that your grandfather gave to me back in the day.
I'm over here destroying the map before.
I'm over here making more fields, as I spent 2 hours last time doing.
Making more fields.
I'm not entirely sure which kind of crop this is supposed to be. But that's what I'm doing.
It's like a field of dreams.
Field of dreams.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's like a field of dreams.
No, I had a dream once.
Well, that's why I did that.
I dreamed you shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sounds very unrealistic.
it was.
That's how you know it was a dream.
Oh, no, it was a dream. No, it was a dream.
That's how you know. It's been a gone conclusion.
It was a fun trodden conclusion.
Having too much fun just BSing over here.
Gotta do something while you're monotonously going over fields and erasing tiles.
Yeah.
Steven, what are you working on?
Holes
Yes, we all have them. But what else? Like your map, son. What are you doing with your map?
It's not really a map per se.
Any tips for the viewers at home on how to use holes in maps?
What do you mean, how to use holes in maps?
Well, he's working on holes, and I'm assuming it involves maps.
It's actually a background.
He's working on a background for a map.
He's working on developing his techniques for background generation. I said it the way I said it because it sounds smart. Not necessarily I'm smart, because I'm not.
Depends on how you define smart.
It depends on your definition of smart.
Well, it's true. Your rating of anyone's intelligence would depend on the standard by which you rate them.
Well, yep, you're a smart one.
My boy. Hey, my boy.
Nelson, do you have dogs?
No.
Oh.
Why would you say that?
I don't know. You seem like a dog person.
Doesn't mean I have dogs, though.
I don't know.
I'm asthmatic, so I really can't afford to have
Ah.
any kind of pets.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I am a dog person.
Yeah, I got family who's got similar issues.
Similar issues.
No, like they can't have pets even though they love animals. Like,
Oh.
friggin' dog.
Make a dog back down with a bigger adult fuck than you are. That's all he does.
Yeah, you heard that?
No.
Brother,
kind of shit is
mind
he
his
popping?
business again.
What's your brother doing? What kind of shit is he popping this time?
No, he's talking shit like, I can make a dog back down.
By looking at it intimidatingly. That's not supposed to happen.
According to Caesar Milan, it's not supposed to happen. Hey, yeah, Milan. Caesar Milan. The dog whisperer. According to the dog whisperer, you're not supposed to be looking at the dog. No touch, no talk, no eye contact. You know? And, yeah, I'm weird like that. I've looked at a dog before and been like, hey, stop fucking barking. I
Yeah.
kind of look, and it's like,
Just look at him. You pee on him. You know his
So-
boss.
no. See, now you're just taking things out of hand, man.
Show
It would be the niche guy that does that, huh?
No, I'm kidding. That's not niche. That's just practical. Speaking of the language. No. No. Yeah. Why does this dual switch?
Oh, that would be horrible to incorporate in a game.
Yeah. Like to solve the puzzle, you have to pee on the dog.
No, have a creature
It's just a-
in the game that marks its territory as it goes.
Like a Cerberus. You have the big three-headed mutt. Yeah, just.
Yeah, I was looking through drive-through, and I've been seeing some maps. I've been checking out the kind of maps that are on, so I can gauge like pricing and whatnot. And I'm seeing people throw up maps that are almost 3D, similar to how I've been doing some of my satellite views on my world maps. And I was thinking, what do you think it's better, the more 3D map, like the more 3D dungeon map, or the old school style like this?
I'm pretty certain it's preference. Or it depends on scale. Like if you're doing something that a person could like directly print out, scale up, and then want to use on the table directly, like if they want to make their own stuff, then 3D probably would be better.
Yeah.
If you're doing the old school map, like if you're just doing like a basic outline so that they could draw their own or they could theater of the mind it or something, then probably the old school would be better because it's in generalities. It's in rooms, not in like every specific piece of terrain within the room.
Yeah, because like the setup to do these maps feels so much more difficult. You know, because you gotta create these textures by hand,
Mhm.
and creating the textures takes a bit of time, and then making them seamless, like tile seamlessly. Like you see my shit right now.
Because I'm working on mine.
All right.
Can you see your shit? There we go. Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
That's a pattern. Those are patterns that I made.
Yeah, I know. You need to just reuse some of these.
What?
Do you make an individual pattern for every map?
Not now. No.
I was like, man, you're not that crazy, are you?
I'm not. I'm not.
You're not masochistic. I mean,
know.
you're basically just generating dungeon maps just to do it and just give it to people because you're doing
Yeah,
pay what you want. So it's like,
a dungeon map every day. Pay what you want, and like 90% of the people that show up. No, I can't say 90, but the majority of people that do go to my store for the maps, they just like grab them and go. So you know, I understand that, and I already put too much work in these things for that.
do you want me to put Rufus on?
Yeah, let him in if he wants to hang out.
All right. Hopefully he can talk about maps.
Hopefully.
Because last time you tried to open up the Mappa and said this is explicitly about maps. It was about maps. Last night I tried to do a hangout just on a one-shot group about brainstorming because the game was canceled the other night. And I needed help with the system on a single person. Like Kyle came in, Josh came in, everyone was like, here's the projects I'm working on. It was very productive because everyone was working on the things. I didn't get any help.
Oh.
I was fucked.
Damn. Damn.
Like, that's a bitch slap straight to the community pride, I guess. I don't know. Whatever it was. Hey, anybody want to help me out with the thing? They just came in like, no, fuck you, this is our hangout. What? It's like an out party.
Yeah, that's another thing. All the work that I did, and I got a video series that's going to teach everyone step by motherfucking step, real time, how I did it. It's like, ugh. And he has arrived. You do know the prerequisite is to speak about maps, right, sir?
Yeah,
Or
I
at
was
least make
listening
maps.
to you preaching about that.
You just came in here to start trouble, man.
Okay, fuck off. I will start doing maps. I will get my drawings around.
It's true. Remember when Robert Ogre, the good old days when Robert Ogre actually joined these?
Yeah. It's a throwback.
You do everything by hand. He's like, you motherfuckers can't even do it as good as I can. And he just like shows this thing.
Yeah.
So,
I could doodle, but I don't got like the right kind of cameras. I gotta be stepping so far back from this webcam I got.
so now I know why it's extremely confusing to listen to you, because I was also listening to the... And all of you were talking twice, and then I started talking on the YouTube. Weird, man.
Oh,
Golden days.
so
My Photoshop is booting up, so my perfectly acquired Photoshop. This is a
entirely legally acquired copy in a great for the people government of your country. You will not insult whatsoever in public media.
yeah. Like I'm living in the most democratic country in the world.
The best. Someone listening to TV? What?
What is going on?
Somebody's getting shanked. That's what's happening.
Didn't even sound right.
What are you hearing?
I'm hearing someone getting shanked. That's what I hear. It's like someone has the TV on in the background.
You might be hearing my dad yelling at the TV.
Ah, there we go. That explains it.
That could quite possibly be it.
How is this of Sharusha? So far with the fields.
Shanukasha! That's like, yo, what's up? We got fields, and like more fields, and like, check it out over here, we got fields.
Hey, I haven't put in the houses yet, alright? I was putting that in because when you think about it, like the way they're structured their town, they have enclaves where they have the basically a ring of houses around the fields that all the people like share. Because it's like a series of houses and families share a single field.
Really? That's some very generous community you got going on.
Have to, May.
Usually it's like, nah, go away, this is my field. Get off my land! You know, that...
Oh, please run that game, by the way.
What?
So needs to happen.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, because I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I know what you're
needs,
talking about.
it needs to happen.
Oh my goodness, man.
You need to get permission for that, or just don't. Just don't tell them, and then just do it.
Coming from left field, you're horrible. You're horrible. Yeah, this will be a very upscale, upstanding, awesome game that represents what it's supposed to represent perfectly. Nope. Get off my land! That's terrible, man.
What? I'm being helpful.
Speaking of which, do you want me to send the collection, Chappie?
Sure.
Which I was making only for you. Also, what should I draw on my map?
You have any
Giant-
maps in particular you want to work on?
The giant.
How about the entrails of a primordial colossus scattered across the land and turned into formations?
How about that, Rufus?
Okay, let's see if my drawing pad actually works. I doubt it does. I'm gonna say
W.
giant dick. Yeah, okay.
Say giant penis.
It was a self-portrait. Thank you for ruining my self-esteem.
Rufus, I'm not here for your self-esteem. I'm here for your body. There's a complete difference.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Turn on touch mode.
actually.
Trying to get the spacing right.
But I suck at this.
That looks completely unorganized, doesn't it?
What, the houses?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of houses.
For a village.
Oh, so it's you're doing several villages in one thing.
It's a giant village that's basically a conglomerate of many villages.
Damn. So just the separate villages. So in other words, it's like 5 towns up where I live at. Because they call it 5 towns, but it's all connected, and it's because there was 5 separate towns that it just got big enough to overlap. They were like, hey, all right, that's cool. I live in this town, but across the street is the next town. Type of thing. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
Boom, boom.
See it breaking down on a camel's back.
And that's how I know the lyrics, yes. That's all the thing.
Rufus, you know I don't even need your love, right?
Ah!
But you treat me, dude. But you treat me like a stranger, man. And that feels so rough.
I am just somebody that you used to know.
Just somebody I used to know.
Somebody I used to
Somebody.
What's going on here?
I don't
sing.
even need your love. You treat me like a stranger. So, you're just somebody that I used to know. Somebody.
And we are singing hipster song now.
At least it's better than Miley Cyrus. What?
Nothing is better. Okay, Lana Del Rey. Because blue jeans, white shoe, walk into the room, you know my eyes. Blah. I can't even know this. What is the lyrics? You made my
Oh.
eyes burn.
Oh.
It was like James Dean, for sure. So fresh to death and sick as cancer. You were sort of bankrupt, I was cool and pumped. But you fit me better than my savory sweater. Stop me, I can't sing. Don't make me do this.
I'm not making you do it. I'm just enjoying the show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're giving me plenty of material, man.
Running a Call of Cthulhu game soon.
Yep.
You're gonna be the main enemy. You have to stop Rufus from singing. The goal.
Yeah, but you might take like those 2d6 sanity points per round.
Exactly.
Rufus, you treat me like a stranger, and I gotta tell you, Rufus, it feels so rough. But you know I like it rough. Steven, are you offended?
Don't you ever say I just walked away.
What, by the reference or the singing?
Both.
I will always want you.
I appreciate them both, actually.
I can't live
All right.
a life
We're in good company.
my mind. I will always want you. By the way, what's wrong with you if you enjoy this?
I didn't say
Can you
nothing.
like a wrecking ball? I never hit so hard enough.
Miley Cyrus, if you're watching, this is your biggest fan in
Ah!
all of Eastern Europe.
Yeah, but yeah, call me.
Call me. I'm unabashed. I will sell out in a heartbeat. Just call me. I'll be there. Give me a place and time. Go. We will always want you, Miley.
Yeah.
Don't you ever say that you'll walk away.
And I will came like a wrecking ball, like come. Yeah. English. I never hit so hard enough. All I wanted was to break your bones.
Sounds very, very, very explicit. Wanting to break someone's walls.
Exactly. Where at me?
Well, if you wanted something, you could have just asked.
So Nelson, do you need any ideas?
Need you to work on your math. That's what you need.
Yeah, you need to work on your map. Right there.
Like, I will only do it if you show me a watch that was placed in your ass for 3 years.
Okay, that I'm afraid is never going to happen. My very weird friend.
What the hell did you just say? I'm a little concerned, Nelson.
with me. I ain't the one who said that whatever that was doesn't even need to be begged to be repeated.
Is this like your halfling?
I don't swing that way.
No, I don't swing that way.
That's not what your halfling sound like. You sounded more paranoid, like a
I don't
desert.
swing that way. I don't swing that way. I don't do it. I don't do it. I will not. I refuse.
Whoever said you had a choice?
Oh damn! You know, you guys, something up with you guys. And I don't know what it is, and I don't want to know what it is.
Oh, you want to know?
No, I don't.
So where is the pit? Is the holes in the...
It's right next to the well.
Okay.
I'm not sure how I want to do the pit, like how I want to illustrate the pit.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did a few different, like the complete blackness just sucks. I don't like that. That's too dark.
I like the one that's next to it.
Which one? This one? Or
No,
this one?
that one.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was about 80% opacity for the pit.
I think you could probably just fill it in with more cross hatching, like around the outside of the lines.
Yeah,
Just take some of that and layer it up so that it looks darker than the outside of the cave.
So if I just do this as a temporary, go to the brush. Let's see, just starting off with this one. Like, where is it? I was thinking about something like how they usually do in the older school maps, the little cliff look like this to start off with.
That reminds me of something, and it's not a cliff.
Of, you know, like,
Is it a Redcliffe? Is it a Daniel Radcliffe?
No, I haven't seen him that close.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No.
But you see, that looks like water.
I'm gonna cross hatch, dude. That's hatching.
You're hatching.
No, you are.
Nah. Alright. I don't have that many undos. I can't save that many undos when I'm recording and doing all this other stuff. But if I put, say, not 70% opacity, increasing the brush size, and just see, now you got that in my head. Let me
you.
We came in here like cartographers.
I think she would choose me over you because I'm exotic. So no matter
Really?
how hard to try, yeah,
You're
I'm
exotic?
I am,
You consider yourself exotic?
of course.
You ain't thuggish enough to handle that. Just letting you know.
You are like from the ghetto, you know. Like every second corner, you find she can find someone like you. But
Oh, that is cold. That is. I'm hurt. I'm hurt, dude. I'm hurt. You're never gonna find someone like me. I know. I'm an oddity.
Oh, wouldn't you be, in this context, for Miley, wouldn't you be more of a cipher because you're like a one-time use?
and I'm gold. And what was that?
That's cold too. You guys are terrible. I'm just letting you know. You didn't know already. Now you know. What about that for like the pit?
You know.
Why would you need a pit?
It's a bottomless pit type thing.
That'd be awesome if it actually went all the way to the other side of the world.
just do nothing but come up with cave maps with pits in them, and then just after a month, just number them. After a month, you got 30 different maps with like, I don't know, 4 levels per map, right? So 120 levels, and you just follow the pit from one end to the center of the world, and that's it.
Like,
That'd be terrible.
and the characters that fall into the pit, you know, they don't die. You just like leave them to be until you finish the adventure, and then, there you find all of them having a nice party.
No, they died. They died because you're hitting the walls as you're going down. Because
Oh.
the pit undulates, so you know some parts are thinner and some parts are wide, so you're bouncing all over the place. Every 10 feet, you're taking a d6 of fall damage. You fall like 1,000 feet to the next level. There's 1,000
One
levels.
could say that the pit wrecks them, right?
Yeah. This is the series. We have the Miley month of mapping. That's an alliteration, so now it has to happen. It's the Miley month of Mappa mapping, where we map an endless pit that goes from one end of the world to the next. Yo,
That's your next campaign, Nelson.
That's my next camp. No, we should all do that. Screw that. Each one of us take like 10 levels, and we'll get it done. Like, it won't even be a...
But the thing is, it's the same characters, but in like 80 different systems, because there's so many GMs, and then everyone's running a different system.
Yeah, you know why? Because reality changes per level of the map.
Yep.
Alright? The map is an oddity. The maps of this endless pit, the endless pit is not actually in the world. It's an extra dimensional space where the mouth of one end is in one world and the mouth of the other end.
Yet somehow it's still all Forgotten Realms.
Oh, that hurt.
And the name of the campaign is The Quickest Way to Miley.
The quickest way to Miley.
Well,
Marty.
actually, like, it's a fun fact, but her, like, one of her, like, manager thingies, or, you know, someone who does stuff for her show, it's like, was a fan, and she just, like, stalked her, and said, I'm your biggest fan. And it worked, and now she's doing stuff with her all the time.
Sounds like a bad decision, because you would end up like really stressed being around a stalker all the time who works for you.
Like Miley said in an interview that like she thinks that the stalker had enough of her already because she's a tiring person to be with, according to herself. But you see, I don't want to be with her forever. So, problem solved.
Just want to be with you forever and ever.
Yeah, that just sounds scary.
I mean, Miley, if you hear this, I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus watching Mappa word. That's gonna be her next song. That's how you know she's gonna hear this.
Yeah.
She was not a stalker, she was my biggest fan! Don't talk about her that way!
Is that your attempt at an accurate depiction?
No. Look, wasn't she on like Disney or something when she was younger?
Yeah.
There you go. That's the attempt at whatever she was back then.
The good old days.
Good old days. When she had a full head of hair. Yo, dude, you sound like you're just typing stuff instead of mapping.
Who, me?
Interesting.
Somebody.
Oh, I have a friend. He's explaining to me how Pathfinder Society works.
Oh, no. Don't ever play that.
It's a trap.
It's one of those things that sounds like a really good idea at first, but in practice is a really bad, kind of like communism. So don't, you know.
Yeah, he's telling me how it's stressing him the fuck out.
Yeah, because, well, it's
he has
like
to
you
keep
get a
track of everything.
You get a character, right? And then you go and you log your character in, and you're like, yeah, it's a persistent world, this is great. And then when they run this stuff, It's only good in like conventions, I think. I only managed to play it in stores. People show up and they just want to get that one experience point, and they will hide and avoid everything because you get the one experience point. They will have a character sit down and not play the game.
Oh, jeez.
All right, I played it 3 times. That was enough. 3 strikes, you're out, buddy. That's it. All right.
Pathfinder Society tends to bring out the worst that gamers have to offer. It's second only to like a Rifts convention if a Rifts convention had its own convention, or Savage Worlds internet forums. Either way.
Hey, why are you talking shit about Savage Worlds?
No, not Savage Worlds. Savage Worlds forums. There's a difference.
Savage Worlds forums brings out the worst in people?
No, the worst of people come to Savage Worlds forums. There's a difference.
Oh, jeez, that's there you go with your inner nicheness.
I wouldn't call that niche. I would call it observant.
I used to be in UCIP, the United Confederation of Interstellar Planets. It was a Star Trek by email roleplay group that's been around since the 90s, and it's and they have email servers with hierarchies, so that like every game is its own starship with a captain and an executive officer, and then a chief of tactical officer, and then you go down the hierarchy like that. And so they would play in their self-contained games, but their ships existed within a persistent universe. And the captains had, and then once a week, every player had to submit a log, which was their contribution to the roleplay. And then at the end of the week, the captain would create a summary of the week's events and report it along with their log numbers to
Captain's log. Stardate 76, like that.
Yeah, exactly that. They actually had a built-in system for stardates. So you opened up every log with a start in the subject headline for your email, because it was all based on email. You would start it off with a start date. And then, so they would have to report to admirals, and the admirals would sort of work in this sort of, the admirals would keep everything organized, and they would jump into different role plays wherever they wanted to go, and then they had their own private things going on. And it was amazing. I loved it. The only problem was I'm not a very good writer. Well, I'm a good writer. It's just I'm a very self-critical writer, and so I never felt like my logs were ready in time. And then I kept starting. I ended up putting it off because it's a lot of pressure. So, in order to participate, you have to submit a log every week, or else write your commanding officer and get an excuse for the week.
What that sounds like it'd be like the weirdest but bestest reason to do like YouTube videos. You just record your log. Just put a Star Trek costume on, like Captain's log.
That would actually be cool. People have tried to do something similar, but actually having like Stargate logs and everyone do their own logs video. Like if people in an online campaign were that dedicated, after a session, they would hop on and then on their own channels make a just audio video recording of their log on the ship.
And have their characters' pictures as a picture.
The captain's vlog.
Yes, the captain's vlog.
The captain's vlog or whatever. Like that would be awesome because you get the as in terms of entertainment, you get like the full perspective of every character after each event in the story.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we had, just in written form. It wasn't it wasn't written from like a first person. It was written in third person, like a storytelling thing. But the format was modeled after logs, so it's not a recount. So when you make a log, you're not recounting what you're doing. You're writing it down like a story.
Yeah.
but it was a whole lot of fun. I was just never able to keep up with it. But it's kind of it sounds like Pathfinder Society is kind of like that, but with a whole bunch of statistics and inventory and power gaming stuff
Yeah.
attached to it.
Like
And,
everybody wants to make the best character.
Yeah, and this it's more participation and playing along. It's more about role playing. There are no statistics to keep track of.
Although those kinds of communities can get they can go south pretty quickly as well.
Oh yeah,
Freeform role playing communities, like they're good ones are like a dime a dozen. Like they're or not dime a dozen, but they're diamonds in the rough. Because
I know. I've been in like 5 different forum-based role plays, and those fall through within a few months. But this thing's been around since the '90s, and they're still going, and because they're so well organized.
Even with organization, like you get one person with an ego in a moderator position, and you're done. Like
Yeah, well, that's why there's a hierarchy. Like if a ship, like if a captain can't keep their log numbers up, they risk the organization shutting down their ship, and they call it decommissioning. But yeah, ships go under all the time, but they keep it afloat.
so basically, even though it goes down,
Because they have enough
you need
dedicated
to restart it.
they have enough dedicated players to keep it going, and then like there's a high turnover of players, but if you want to be part of it, you'll make a lot of friends.
And imagine, like, I don't know, 10,000 years from now, like, humanity is lost, and some alien civilization finds these logs, and like, man,
Wow, they've been all over space, but for some reason all their records are on this one planet.
yeah.
I know, right? They cleaned up their tracks very well. Oh, if only they
And they use that as a
maintained their
basis
power.
for what the universe was like.
Yeah.
They visit our galaxy and they assume, okay, so this is what this galaxy looks like. Better watch out for a Borg.
They have such committed and precise, up-to-date records for many years. However, there is no approximate distance that we can follow on the map. Where did they go? We've been over the galaxy. Holy cow! What was that?
That was my dog. Someone's at the door.
I went to.
Your puppy just said, "Hey, shut up."
Is that a Pomeranian?
Shih Tzu.
Shit.
Shih Tzu.
Figures.
What about him? Shih Tzu.
Yeah, is a Shih Tzu.
Jeppe is trying to identify dogs with his fake skill. It's like,
No, I was
Shih
just guessing.
Tzu.
Shit.
You hating on Chepe? Because
I
it's
hate-
easy doesn't mean you can do it.
I'm hating on everyone. Like, this is
Yeah, that's
undoable.
right, because you're exotic.
Yeah, exotic people do that.
Yeah, therefore his weapons are better than yours.
Oh man, I couldn't. No, I'm not even going to say.
Yeah, because you know I'm already preparing. I'm like, all right, I know what he's gonna say. Wait for the comeback.
No, it wasn't a comeback. It was just about exotic people and being hating and.
Damn, he
There
said
you
don't
go.
call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
No, it's just me being casually racist again.
What do you think of Sharukshah?
Oh yeah, man. Why do you have so many factories?
Factories.
Well, near the castle. What are those?
That's his representation of gravestones.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that is like a bit better than factories.
It's a temple.
Tell me a scale.
I don't really have a scale. These are kind of the bigger buildings are public buildings. These are more smaller huts for the agrarian side.
Is this for Shiatma?
Mm-hmm.
Put the statue on somewhere I sent you.
Which statue?
The one you pinned.
I don't remember half the things I pinned.
It was a really awesome picture.
I'm looking through it. What's the statue?
Shiatma.
Shield.
It's a weird statue of something weird.
Are you talking about? Oh, yes, I can do that. That's not a problem. I still have to label what things are.
How do you have a weird statue of something weird? Wouldn't that just be a weird statue?
Well, it could be that it's
Awesome.
something weird, but it doesn't present something, but it presents it normally. So it's a weird presentation for a weird thing because it doesn't treat a weird thing as a weird thing.
Like the statue in Lost with only 4 toes. That's a weird statue of something weird.
I would have just called it a weird statue. Hey, that's weird. People always got to
could say
overdefine
weird
things.
As
What?
in, you could technically say weird is and so it's statue of weird. Right?
What?
To do that too. I just rolled a critical in GURPS, and I will never do that again. Like I just picked up 3d6 and dropped. So I was like, damn it.
It's a critical is 3 6s.
3 ones.
Oh,
What?
I do that often.
It's,
So
it's a roll under system. The
oh, yeah. Keep forgetting.
3d6 roll under system.
I played GURPS once for like I don't know, a few years ago, so I have no idea what it is.
Export as Sharupsha Blink.
When will you have a Shiatma game?
Our session 0 is this coming Monday.
What is it about?
Session 0 is going to build the village, which may or may not be Sharuksha, and we'll see. Which is a little bit more than a village, more of a feudal city-state, but that's fine. Basically, the idea is that there are people from the village. The village is going to be overrun at some point, probably sometime between session 1 and 2. And then there are
Niche King Chape. Well, they are in this village.
It's not a niche. It's not a. It's very. Okay. Look, Shiatma is just like an Asian, Tibetan, Hinduism inspired. A little bit of feudal Japan, mostly Tibetan and Hinduism.
The game itself doesn't have to be
Numenera.
niche. The setting is niche.
Setting isn't very niche. It's just it's Tibetan Numenera. That's not very niche. It's using the basic core cipher system. It's the plot is like a basic JRPG plot, and it's more of an exploration-based campaign where it's they're in a village. They're in a small part of the southeastern continent of Shiatma. The village itself is very remote. Yada yada. Typical JRPG. They're all people who grew up in the same village. They have their own backstories, which we will develop in session 0.
And then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Yes.
Pretty much the equivalent to the Fire Nation, but it's a small force in their small country that nobody else cares about, but they're starting to gain technologies that could take over the world. Whenever a nation in Shiatma becomes big enough and starts operating in higher technologies, they can't control it. Technology level is far too sophisticated for them, and every empire destroys themselves, and every time that happens, it ends up screwing most of the people in the world with it. And so, in order to prevent another disaster and save their village and protect the refugees that are left, they are going to need to seek help from other nations. And so they're members of the Touched, which means they're already special snowflakes, going out of their way to try to make allies, and they'll gain an experience instead of just discovering something. They'll also gain an experience anytime they make an ally toward the cause of fighting against this evil that raided their village.
Yeah, I
which is
wish I
very
could play.
Oh, sounds
It's a
interesting.
It's a very JRPG kind of thing. We got magic. We got technology. We got Shintoism shaman spirit ladies. We got a four-armed person. We got a three-eyed person. We got a naga. We have a person who is half hollow, which or a wanderer.
Wow.
A wanderer is kind of like a hollow. Not really.
Hey, yo, Izzy, you want to do a map on me?
Oh, wait, you actually did racial custom races?
No, we're not doing custom races. Like,
Oh, it's just a
race is
roleplay.
just like a skin.
Okay.
Yeah, the race is all skin.
How much?
So this
How much Japanese
Sharuk will
influence
probably
you have?
not much.
Because half the
A bit.
pictures are people with samurai swords.
The thing that takes forever is drawing these little tiny rocks on the map.
Can't you make a brush for me?
No, because I draw them to overlap.
Oh,
You know, if you make a brush, it'll show through like a pattern, or when it overlaps, it'll start filling in the area. And then I'm going to have to pick out the rocks anyway, so I just draw the actual rock.
Even if I get held back.
What comment is Nelson supposed to be? What is that supposed to mean? Oh, chap. Huh, Chappy?
I like programming. It's just
Chappy. I am Chappy.
you can actually teach him how to wall gangster.
Yeah. No, you can't because he was only ghetto adjacent and not actually, you know.
Man, this film was like a 2-hour commercial for Beyond Food. That's it.
Well, I finished the basis of the map, and I don't want to name the districts until like people are actually doing stuff there. Which it is technically that's only like a third of the city, but it's enough. Basically, it's enough to give an outline and an idea. My first time making a town map. So.
If you
I
are,
still have my drawing of the Into the Depths of North one shot, basically the little thing. I don't know if you can see it.
That was one of the best games put online in a very, very long time.
Since the fall of House Odemund.
I'm thinking I should run a one-shot or something, but I don't know what.
Dragon Age.
No, I'm not going to. Why would I do that? I hate it. No.
Love it.
Either Star Wars.
I bet there are a lot more people in the OSG and the Brigade that actually know how to play Edge of the Empire now. I've actually been invited to Edge of the Empire one shots. Thanks to Andre, Kyle, and Nelson here.
I don't like Kyle.
You know you're saying that all.
You know we're live, right?
I mean, Kyle, I love him. Hi, Kyle. And Miley, if you are still here.
Wow. Yeah, I think you're a fanboy. Finally get to call you a fanboy.
You can always say what you think about Money Cook.
Yo, you know.
Monty, if you are watching this.
You know what?
I'm kidding.
You know, Monty Cook, if you watching this, come see these niggas up over here. We will write the fuck out of setting books for you, and
Oh.
actually do Kickstarters where we describe what we add to your universe.
Please. Oh man. What's the name of the Kickstarter?
I don't even know. I put it out
I
of my
sent you a
mind.
link to. What was the name of the Kickstarter?
I put it out of my mind because there's no reason for
Balance?
me to follow it.
No, there's this, it's not just them. It's so many other Kickstarters. It's just bad because I expect more from Monica Games.
You can be dog people.
I know, but it's like, why would you? It's like you're doing a Kickstarter and you're trying to trick people by not telling them anything you're putting in the game. They
How long
barely
have you seen
infer.
RPG campaigns? That's like the golden RPG marketing method, even on drive-through and RPG Now. Not tell them what's in it, promise the world, and then hopefully at least half the people enough to take the gamble. People take the gamble, then that means we'll make money. Just won't refund them.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm not cutthroat enough to be successful then. Because I'll at least, like, you don't gotta give away your whole thing. Just tell us, what are you adding? Look, we have 7 new foci. We've got 4 new, descriptors. 3 new, what is it called? Not classes, but the things you tag on to classes in the Cypher system.
Flavors.
Huh? Flavors, yeah.
Flavors.
We've got 3 new flavors. Like, just
They
something
might-
like
they
that.
might have
We don't know what it
Completely
is.
reconstructed types. Yeah,
What happened?
we don't know. They might have completely different types. They might have their own classes.
Yeah, they might. They really might, but they don't let you know that. That's the issue that I have with the Kickstarter. They don't even. They mention once in the Kickstarter a sort of, they glance over in like 2 or 3 words races, but they don't say anything else. They're like, yeah, dogs, mecha, and mankind and aliens from this other world have started interbreeding, and then they pass over it right after that.
How does a mecha interbreed with
I don't
anything?
know. I don't know, dude. Okay, I really don't know because they don't describe anything that's happening in the game.
I mean, if
Granted, I'm
We have
usually a very
nothing-
visual person. Chepe, like, I joke about Chepe and his words, and Chepe jokes about me and my pictures. And they have beautiful pictures, beautiful artwork. Not all the artwork is like 100% amazing. Some of it looks, very odd as far as proportions and putting things together. But in general, it's a very attractive looking advertisement for the game. But I don't see any context when I look there.
That's
And
so many
that's an issue.
Kickstarters, though. We have a rules-light system. What do you do? Like, what's in it? What's the mechanic? We have escalating dice, like Savage Worlds. Okay, what's different from Savage Worlds? It's about steampunk. Okay, how is it more steampunk? How could I not just run a steampunk game in Savage World?
Yeah.
It's got escalating dice. Adventure.
If I were to do that, I really would just, because Savage Worlds has like an OGL type of deal going. You can actually produce Savage World settings book and stuff. So I would just do it in Savage Worlds and be like, look, this is Savage World settings. We have X, Y, and Z, changes. We've added 14 different hindrances, tweaked the sanity system. We've taken inspiration from 5e and added an honor system into our setting. Stuff like that. Like actually describing what you did. You don't have to go into detail about what you did and give away all your stuff for free. Fine, I understand that. Everybody got to get paid. I know this. I understand it, but just, be a little honest about what you're doing. What are you adding? Where's the content?
I have to figure out a way to cover up this creature, so I can use it as a basis for the Equica. Read up.
I mean, cover it up. Erase out the background? Or
No, I don't need to erase the background. I just need to erase this dude.
Oh, the dude in the picture?
Mm-hmm. Looks too much like Thor.
It's probably tall.
You could just cut the picture out from the very top of his head. Just be done with it. The quickest, easiest, and fastest way to go about it.
That's what I'm doing. The giveaway.
I still got that song in my head, so I hate you, Rufus.
I love you too.
Like
Actually
a
finished the map
wrecking
and
ball. So,
all
Steven,
of a sudden it's a miracle.
you're concentrating over there, right?
Yeah.
You're like the only one not talking any crap. You're probably the only one getting things done.
I finished the map. I don't know what you're talking about.
What, dude? I've like freaking hand drawn like 100 different rocks already. Leave me alone.
So all I'm saying is I was productive.
So imagine if you are running a one-shot to playtest a game which doesn't have a really simple system, at least in character creation. Is it acceptable to do pre-guns?
Acquired.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate them to the guts.
Yeah,
One of my
I'm
favorite
not a fan of
characters I'm
pre-gens either,
playing
but
is a pre-gen.
if
One of my
the system is incredibly front-loaded, you know, you could spend 2, 3, 4 hours making a character. Then why would you waste that time when you could just be playing the entire time?
Yeah, and I was like, when I asked people what's wrong with pre-gens, they said that they cannot add a character to it, you know. But the way I'm thinking, I'm just doing the stats, you know. You make up the character.
Yeah, I did pre-gens before, like in 5e. I did some 5e pre-gens for a convention that I did, and I left out the background.
Yeah.
I left out the background, I left out the gender, I left out the name, and I was just like, nah, you go ahead. This is just your stat line. This is just a mechanic. Play whatever you want, and if what you want to play is kind of fighter-like, play the fighter, and just take the rules from the fighter. That's it.
Because the word is not that difficult to wrap your head around. Like, I don't know, a quicker, but...
What? Super simple. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Okay, question.
We're talking about something that Chepe made, so...
If I'm playing a Sylph, how can I justify that I have any levels in anything?
You don't. You're playing GURPS.
Okay, how can I justify having any skills of anything?
Because something can be left, like your skills can be left over from a previous life.
Okay, so can I like bring a character that is like, let's say, had 5 incarnations over the past, I don't know, 1,000 years, and he is relatively the same?
Yes, because he could have forgotten all of it. He might not have the motor skill memory from it.
Yeah, but like...
You could have someone who could have the skills of a 5,000-year-old, like 5 incarnations over 1,000 years, and not remember those incarnations. It goes both ways.
Okay.
And with GURPS, you could do either. It's the beautiful thing about GURPS.
Yeah, but now answer the question for 5th edition, because initially this was a 5th edition based setting.
It was a setting that had 5th edition. I wanted 5th edition to be somewhat compatible.
You started making it, and everything was like all 5e. Then you got this. Then you got on this GURPS thing, and you were like, "What?"
It fits it so much better. It really does.
Yeah, but see, we're trying to give you a hard time, and now you have to retort. We want to see a fight. What?
Not in the mood for fighting.
Yeah.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
No, you should have said I'm a mapper. You should have said I'm a mapper. Damn it. Mappa, we mappers. Which is the whole thing. Like I posted that question, and it was funny as hell. when we're making maps, by the time we're making maps, it's like we're cartographers, fantasy cartographers, or map makers, not world
Hypothetical
builders when we're actually literally building a world. You know? So why when you
the
just talk
world.
about a world, you're world building, but when you actually physically map the world, even if you only have a basic concept in your head, are you considered a cartographer and not a world builder?
I think it has something to do, at least in my head, that world building is, um, you put stuff there with a reason. You create a mountain range because whatever. And when you are like drawing a map, at least the way I do it, is what looks cool. And when you are building a world, you put reason behind it, and you put story behind it,
Nope.
and all that jazz. And when you
Nope.
are, shut up, Chuck. When you are drawing a map, I don't do that. I mean, after, yes.
But it's like, okay, oh crap, I did that in the wrong layer. I'll just erase it and come back later. Alright, I'm gonna zoom out real quick. Now, this map started without a concept, without an idea. Steven said, endless pit, multi-levels throughout the pit. So I was like, alright, that's the start. I have an idea. I did some things because I wanted the pit to look kind of cool, have tactical implications, places where natural traps might happen, but I'm building the world. And then the idea with this thing being an Elithic temple or an Elithic complex, then I added this larger room in the back, this giant cave, which whatever abomination that the Elder Brain might have turned into could have come here, during whatever psychic war started to ensue between the surviving Lithids, their slaves, and what happened. They had a few cave-ins in the battle, and then they branched out into this pit. And I'm thinking with the idea that Hexa gave, with the lagoon going into a cave that this pit resides, that the lagoon probably at low tide doesn't fill the cave at all, but at high tide some of the ocean water comes in and it's carving away into this pit. So you have a little bit of a waterfall that only happens a few times per day, when high tide is in. You've got a little bit of almost like a natural saltwater spring going down into certain parts of the cave, which are natural traps, which can inform me where I put certain monsters, certain predatory creatures, so that the players can encounter. I'm thinking about these things while making the map.
Mm-hmm.
So is that just map making, or am I world building?
You're world building while map making.
You see, that's... You guys.
Okay, question. When you
Yeah.
publish this, do you have anything else but the map?
I'm gonna do the map by itself, and then do the adventure as a drop-in adventure afterwards, because that's gonna take more time to write out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like I published a few maps just as maps.
I see.
I published one map as a drop-in adventure. Well, it's one map with 3 variations that expand outwards. I did a map today that I released, and I'm writing the adventure that ties with that map as well. Before starting this, I was actually working on the puzzles.
No.
And now this is destined to be an adventure, but it's going to be way too big for a one-shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a multi-part adventure. Because I'm thinking, sea creatures, maybe some sort of Kuatua or mermaids, merpeople might live in some of these caves. Like I might do some natural pools from the seepage of the ocean water as high tide comes. Maybe you have a mer person or that's trapped there, or ocean like Kuatua type creatures, or old ones, Cthulhu old ones, hiding in certain areas of the cave because it's tied into the ocean and whatnot. I just haven't decided where I want those right now. So to free up my mind so I could BS with you guys and still do the map, I'm adding in rocks. Certain piles of rocks on certain squares to give you know, a little spider swarm or something pop out of that pile of rocks, like a natural trap. You know?
Question.
Yeah.
Can you use the Kuata sea god, the thing that is just you know, sea trash gathered together in a form of a deity? Did you
Uh,
use it?
I've done something like that once.
Yeah, but use the sea god here. That's awesome.
Kuatua clashing with fallen illithids.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Oh, that's actually perfect. The fallen illithids have started to branch out. The Kuatua were there, but the Kuatoa are the ones killing the nearby villagers. And when they send the party in to investigate, they fight the Kuatua. They find out that the Kuatua are being forced out of their caves by these illithids, and then find out everything afterwards.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know, cause and effect instead of just yeah. Instead of just, hey, it's a AD&D adventure stuff. You know.
But that's how it is.
Well, I'm gonna make it hard like an AD&D adventure, like that old school stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Because this is a big enough map to wear you the hell out. Like, can you imagine the climb checks going down and then having to roll, or then having your DM decide if it's high tide or low tide? Like, does the tide come in while you're climbing down? Do you start climbing down when the tide is in?
You know that
So the
type
water
of
starts
creature?
filling in the pit and pouring into certain areas of the cave, making parts of the cave underwater, so you have to hold your breath and swim. Maybe in that area it's more like South American. They have piranha, so if you go in during high tide, you're gonna be nipped at by piranha. You know?
Yeah. Do you know that sea creature that like it's kind of like a flower thing that lives in these tubes, and when you move around it, it goes back. But when you don't, it like comes out like a flower. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, there isn't it like a type of coral
Yeah,
or lives in
something.
a coral reef? Something. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
So those should
Oh,
be
it's a
around.
perverted Lovecraftian version of it.
Yeah, but like that's what they should like. They should like be fluorescent. And when the party doesn't move or move very slowly, they light up.
Mm.
And it should be like a place that is underwater because these are sea creatures, so they cannot use torches.
Yeah.
And they can't normally see even with dark vision because it's not that dark that you don't let you see, but the water, you know.
Just be some muddy water. So it's actually it's not necessarily just dark. There's just constant concealment. So
Yeah.
even if you have dark vision, you have to deal with the constant concealment. So you really can't see more than a few feet in front of your face because of it.
Yeah,
Unless
yeah,
you're
yeah.
self.
Huh?
Unless you're self.
Unless you have blind sight.
Or you're a self.
Custom
Why?
races.
Why? Why unless you're a sylph?
Because they ignore concealment or fog, etc.
Mm.
I really wanted to only do a map and get it done by the end of this hangout, but it's like 8:20, and I've created a monster. This is a beast.
This looks horrible.
Yeah, fuck me for helping you.
I know you made me make a beast over here. What's wrong with you? I'm supposed to do a dungeon a day. I don't know if I could. I might have to stop doing this one and do a quick one, and then come back to this one, and then write the adventure for the other one.
Trying to figure out how to save this in it. That's what I could do. What I can do.
Is it Thursday already? Yeah. to add some cool magic item. What are those things?
What I'm adding?
Yeah.
It's to represent a slow a slow slope, and
Oh,
the slow slope slopes in the direction of the arrow pointing.
oh, okay.
And these just represent elevational changes, like quick drop offs.
Yeah.
So that this is going to be like a pitted area. It's a lot lower than the rest of the cave. However, this will be like one of those areas that collect water, and I'll draw like water and maybe a pool in there later on. This has all these rocks, so this may be a higher area, so I may have it slope downwards into the pit. Maybe this will be a slow slope downwards. This will be a rapid one. So if they walk into it here and then try to come here, they may have to roll like
Oh yeah.
some sort of dexterity save.
Yeah,
And then they'll
because
fall
the
down.
rocks, like there are like all these small rocks, like marbles.
Yeah. Natural traps. You
Yeah.
still put traps in a freaking cave, but you
I
don't
know.
have to have acid traps in a freaking cave, you know?
Yeah, I think we talked about this the last time.
Yeah. It's something that the solid lines represent a very steep drop off rather than a slow drop off.
Think
Chappie, that guy with the gun is so cool. I really like that picture.
appreciate the help.
Ooh man, you don't want to see what I just found.
Taunting me.
This thing is ridiculously massive. Oh my goodness.
And how do you get to the... What level is the utility complex? A 4?
Fifth.
So you need a level 4 because you don't have that one yet.
Yeah, this is the level. Oh, I didn't write it down. This is actually the level 4.
Oh.
So this is to level 3. You go up the slope, and this is to level 4. It's going to be a down slope, and this is level 5 where you just have to climb down the pit.
Oh, okay.
And the pit still goes beyond level 5, but this will be one of the major part of the plot hook, the adventure. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of rubble and stuff there. Maybe I'll make this one of the lower elevations of these caves, and some of these areas will be flooded in water.
Does this look like an icy storm under him?
It's not showing up when I click on your thing. Wait. Yeah, I think it'll get away with the style.
Yeah.
It looks more like he's coming, like he's manifesting outside some sort of snow or ice or something.
It doesn't look like Thor at all, so that's a win.
Yeah, you got rid of Thor, that's for sure. All right, being that this has been running for almost an hour and a half, well, hour and a half. I started at 6, 2.5 hours because math is a thing. I'm going to go offline now, just to end it, so that we could have fun.
Love you, Miley.
Yep, we love you, Miley. Come in here like a wrecking ball, baby. Yeah, mwah. Yeah. So if anybody's watching, peace.